Happy Saturday. I'm grateful to be here with each of you. We are going to do a 90-minute yoga class. We're going to start with 5 rounds of sun salutations to warm up our bodies, and then we will hop into our 26 and 2 yoga sequence. Throughout class, if something just doesn't feel right for your body, remember that you can modify the posture. You can do something else, or you can skip it entirely. There is like logic behind each posture in the 26 and 2 sequence, but sometimes it doesn't work for you, right? So yoga at times can be challenging, and that's okay, but we're never going to a point where we could, cause harm to ourselves or others. So if you're in pain, that's a opportunity to get out of pain, right, and do something a little bit different in your practice. We're going to start with 5 rounds of sun salutes, 2 half salutes, and then 3 full sun salutes. If the half salutes are speaking to you, stick with those. Come towards the top of your mat with your feet close together. I'm going to stand back a bit and show you in periphery. And take a moment here, standing up nice and tall with your arms down by your side. Okay, bring your hands together at heart center, and we'll begin with 2 rounds of half sun salutes. As you inhale, lift your arms up, look up overhead as if you were saluting or greeting the sun. Exhale, arms with your ears pulled forward. You can bend your knees, hands to floor, relax your head. Inhale, lengthen into a halfway lift. You can have your hands on your thighs, your shins, or the floor in front of you, back flat, look forward. Exhale, bend your knees and fold, relax your head. Inhale, arms with your ears, hands together, lift up, root your eyes, look up. Exhale, hands down at heart center. That's a half salute. Inhale, lift your arms up, look up. Exhale, arms with your ears, fold. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift, shoulders away from the ears, look forward, back flat, weight in the toes. Exhale, bend your knees, relax your head. Inhale, arms with your ears, hands together, lift up, look up, knees can bend. Exhale, hands down at heart center. You can continue with the half salutes or join me in 3 full sun salutes. Inhale, lift your arms, look up. Exhale, bend your knees, fold. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to floor, step back into your high plank or tabletop position. On your next exhale, hug your elbows in and imagine you're going to pull yourself down to the floor. Inhale, come up into a back bend. You can do Cobra with elbows bent and thighs on the floor, or up dog with arms straight and thighs off the floor. Exhale, tuck your toes under, lift your hips up for down dog. You can bend one knee, straighten the other, then try to press your heels to the floor, tailbone to the ceiling, drop your head, look for your thighs behind you. If down dog is not speaking to you, come down onto your knees and take a child's pose instead. Sink your hips down, stretch your arms forward, touch your forehead to the floor. On your next inhale, hands to the floor, look forward, step forward, lengthen back into your halfway lift, shoulders away from the ears, look forward. Exhale, bend your knees and fold, relax your head. Inhale, arms with your ears, hands together, lift up, try to come up with a flat back. Exhale, hands down at heart center, 2 more. Inhale, lift your arms, look up. Exhale, fold forward, flat back. Inhale, lengthen, halfway. Exhale, hands to floor, step back into your high plank or tabletop. Let's hold in our plank or tabletop. If that lowering down motion does not work for you, skip it, go straight from your plank or tabletop directly to your child's pose or down dog. Otherwise, take a vinyasa. Imagine you're pulling yourself down to the floor, hover just above, and then inhale, come up into your back bend. If you're doing up dog, make sure your thighs are off the floor. Exhale, tuck your toes under, lift your hips up for down dog, or sink your hips down for child's pose. Either way, think a nice, long, expansive back. If you are doing down dog, spread your fingers wide. Root down through all 28 knuckles, especially the space between your index finger and thumb. Take an inhale. Exhale. Inhale, look forward, step forward, lengthen, halfway lift, back flat. Exhale, bend your knees, fold, relax. Inhale, back flat again, lift up, look up. Exhale, hands down. Last one, inhale, lift your arms, look up. Exhale, bend your knees, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step back, high plank or tabletop. Keep exhaling, hover just above the floor. Inhale your up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog or child's pose. Last down dog, try to get your heels to the floor. If you have tight hamstrings, you can take a wider step and maybe bend the knees just a little bit. Eventually heels down, hips to ceiling, push the floor away from you like you're trying to push in the wall above you, right? Your next inhale, look forward, step forward, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, lift up. Exhale, hands down, heart center. Wonderful. So that was our little warm up. Hopefully that got your blood flowing. We will now hop into our beloved 26 into yoga sequence. Come to the middle of your mat space with your feet close together, toes, heels touching nicely. Interlock your 10 fingers, cross your thumbs, and glue your knuckles underneath your chin for 2 sets of pranayama deep breathing. Rock the weight into your heels. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears. You made it to class. Concentrate, meditate, and begin. Inhale, chin down and arms up. Breathe in through your nose. Lift your elbows up. Suck your stomach in. Fill up your lungs. Exhale, head up. Exhale through your mouth. HA, sound, head back. Arms forward, elbows touch. Good. Inhale, head down. Slowly bring your chin down. Look straight ahead. Lift your elbows all the way up. Breathe deep, full lungs. Exhale, head up. Slowly push your head back. Look way, way, way back for the wall behind you. Arms forward, elbows touch, pointing forward. Inhale, head down. Breathe in through your nose. Down through your throat to the very bottom of your lungs. Exhale, head up. As you exhale, open your mouth wide like you're fogging up a mirror on the ceiling. Look back, arms forward, elbows touch. Good. Inhale, bring your elbows out to the side, up to the ceiling. Chin down, look straight ahead. Exhale, head up, sweep your arms forward. Stretch your arms forward towards the wall in front of you. Elbows touch, pointing forward. Inhale, keep the elbows lifted. Use your chin to push your knuckles down, palms face the floor. Exhale, head up. Now use your knuckles to push your head back. Squeeze your palms together, wrists together, forearms, elbows touch. Inhale, head down. Keep the weight in your heels. Squeeze your thighs, squeeze your butt, lock your legs. Exhale, head up. Weight stays in your heels, hips a little forward, hip muscles contracting, thigh muscles tight. Inhale, head down, stomach, stomach, stomach. Marsha, 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 depression to abdominal wall, contraction to abdominal muscles. Exhale, head up. Even as you exhale, abdomen in, shoulders down, elbows up, triceps parallel to the floor. Inhale, head down. This is the last breath in the first set. Make your spine a little longer, elbows a little higher, lungs a little fuller. Suck your stomach in, breathe deep, full lungs. Exhale, head up, take your time. Eyes open, hips forward, legs locked, stomach in. Keep exhaling, push. Squeeze, elbows touch. Good, change. Arms down, roll out your shoulders and head. Second set, keep your feet together. Interlock your 10 fingers, maybe switch the grip. Other thumb, pinky finger on top. Squeeze your thighs, squeeze your butt. Grow taller out of the base of your spine. And begin, inhale, chin down and arms up. Breathe in through your nose. Lift your elbows up. Suck your stomach in. Fill up your lungs. Exhale, head up. Exhale through your mouth. Slowly look back, slowly arms forward, keep exhaling, elbows touch. Inhale, head down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Full lungs. Exhale, head up for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, lungs empty, 1. Inhale, head down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, elbows up, 6, exhale, head up for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, elbows touch, 1. Inhale, head down. Use the full 6 seconds to inhale. Synchronize your breath with your body movements. Exhale, head up. Use the full 6 seconds to exhale. If you time it right, elbows touch when your lungs are empty, not before or after. Inhale, head down. So it's a slow and continuous inhale against the back of the throat, creating a little bit of a snoring sound, a vibration. Exhale, head up. You're not using your vocal cords. It just sounds like a little bit of a Darth Vader. HA, arms forward, elbows touch. Inhale, head down. It can help to keep your thumbs gently pressing into the throat so that the throat constricts just a little bit. Exhale, head up. So you're using your throat muscles like a valve to breathe a little slower, a little longer. Exhale more, elbows touch. Inhale, head down. I've always thought this breathing exercise at the beginning of class is brilliant. It teaches us to focus on our breath, and it helps us breathe slow. Exhale, head up. On top of breathing slow, it's also helping with our lung capacity, right? You want to push all the air out here. Keep exhaling, elbows touch. Inhale, head down, and then make this the deepest breath so far. Breathing into the top of the lungs, middle of the lungs, bottom of the lungs, full lungs. Exhale, head up. In our day-to-day life, we don't really use the full lung capacity, but the lungs need to be worked out like any other part of the body. Inhale, head down. As well as working on lung capacity, we're working on coordination, on balance. We're starting to open up the neck and shoulders. Exhale, head up. Make sure it's just your head that drops back. No backward bending. Keep shoulders over hips, hips over heels, weight in the heels. Inhale, head down. This is the last breath. Second set, make it the deepest breath of your life. When your lungs are totally full, surprise yourself. Take in one more sip of air. Exhale, head up. Take your time, let everything go through the exhale breath. Any worries, any cares, let them go. Be here now, elbows touch. Good, change, arms down. We'll continue our Ustrasana with Tadasana, half moon with hands to feet pose. Feet together, inhale, arms overhead, palms together, interlock your fingers, release your index fingers, cross your thumbs, nice tight grip, stretch up, and bend right and left. Every time you pass through the middle, reach up a little taller. That breathing exercise is also good for clearing the throat when you have allergies. If you also have allergies this week, I'm right there with you. Okay, when you can't stretch anymore, come to stop in the middle. Bring the weight into your heels. Push your hips a little forward. Squeeze your palms together. Upper body back. Touch your biceps to your ears. Inhale, breathing. Stretch up out of your waist. Try to touch the ceiling. Exhale, breathing. Absolutely straight line. Slowly bend your body to the right. In an absolutely straight line without bending your elbows and knees. Continuously push your hips to the left beyond your flexibility. You're trying to create a tremendous stretching feeling on the left side of your body, all over, inside out, bones to skin, fingers to toes. Just remember, it's the first posture of the day. We're in the middle of kind of a weird seasonal transition. If you're in DC, it was warm yesterday, now it's kind of cold today, right? So just take it easy, listen to your body, let your breath be your guide. As you inhale, lengthen your arms. As you exhale, come down, push your hips further to the left, come down, push, 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 change. Inhale to come up, stop in the middle. Hips forward, arms back, stretch up, and slowly bend your body to the left in a straight line. Without bending elbows and knees, continuously push your hips to the right beyond your flexibility, creating a stretching feeling along the whole right side of the body. Don't collapse. Lift your chin, lift your chest. It's a very proud posture. You have a lot to be proud of for practicing yoga today. Good for you. If at any point in class you feel like your shoulders tense up, your head drops, and you hold your breath, that's maybe a sign that you've gone a little bit too far. You can always stay light and lifted in postures. Only when it feels good, you'll get a little deeper. Inhale, lengthen your arms. Exhale, come down, push, push, push. Change. Inhale to come up. First back bend of the day. This is the only posture I can't show and tell at the same time. Take a deep breath. Full lungs. Keep your eyes open. Relax your head back as far as it goes. Maybe give your head a gentle shake. Look for the floor behind you. Squeeze your butt, lift your chest, and immediately bring your arms back with your ears. Try to touch the wall behind you. So whole spine back bending, lower back, middle back, upper back. Keep the weight in your heels. Inhale, breathing, push stomach, thighs, hips, everything forward, and bring your arms back. Look back, fall back, way back, go back, more back. Good, change. Inhale to come up, stretch up, lengthen, biceps with ears. Exhale, bend your knees, go down with a flat back, straight spine, hands to floor. Relax your head, go for a walk, move your hips, shake your head. This is the U-turn from back bending to forward folding. At the beginning of class, your spine might not be quite warmed up yet. Move your hips to get your lower back nice, relaxed, comfortable, easy, and flexible. Tadasana, hands to feet pose. Bend your knees halfway. You can grab the backs of your calves, your Achilles, or your heels from underneath. Step on all 10 fingers. Pull on your heels, roll your weight into your toes, and lift your hips up. Stretch your upper body down from the lower spine to the floor. Pulling is the object of stretching. You're trying to create a tremendous stretching feeling on the back of your body, all over, inside out, bones to skin, fingers to toes, with a smiling, happy face. It's kind of poetic. Roll forward, lift your hips, pull, stretch, lengthen your spine. Good, change, come up, biceps with ears, knees can bend. Try to come up with a flat back. Nice, arms down. and you stand a little taller. Second set, keep together, inhale, arms overhead, palms together, maybe switch the grip, interlock fingers, release index fingers, cross your thumbs. Keep the weight in your heels, hips forward, arms back, stretch up tall, and slowly drop to the right as you press your hips to the left. Keep your abdomen engaged, your chin lifted, and your shoulders soft the whole time. Press your hips to the left, stretch your upper body to the right, keep the weight in your heels. Hips a little more forward, upper body back, neck stays in line with the rest of your spine. Push your left hip a little forward, get your two hips in line. Now bring your right shoulder forward, open your chest like a flower petal blooming in March. Come down, push, push, push. Change, inhale to come up. Hips forward, arms back, stretch up, and slowly drop to the left as you press your hips to the right. You want to feel this nice stretch along the whole right side of the body. It should feel good, not punishing, right? Keep the weight in your heels, ankles together, knees together, lift your kneecaps, squeeze your butt, push your hips forward, stomach in, upper body back, biceps with ears, right hip forward, two hips in line. Keep your hips where they are, just bring your left shoulder forward, open your chest like a flower petal blooming, come down, push, push, push. Change, inhale to come up. Second heart opener, squeeze your palms together, keep your eyes open, relax your head back. So notice when the wrists start to bend, keep wrists straight, palms together, lift up, and then bring your arms back with your ears. Notice if the knees or elbows are bending. You want to keep the joints and the limbs pretty long so that the spine is supported as it bends. So lift your kneecaps, squeeze your butt, keep the weight in your heels, push your hips forward, lift your chest, squeeze your palms together, push your hands back, bring your arms back, look back, fall back, way back, go back, more back. Change, inhale to come up, stretch up. Exhale, go down, biceps with ears, let the pretty colors fade, hands to the floor to drop your head. Fireworks are free, go for a walk, move your hips, shake your head. So sometimes we get a little bit like lightheaded or dizzy in the back. It's just a central nervous system response and like the blood flow kind of moving to different parts of the body. So then we purposely fold forward, lots of blood rushes to the head. Here we go, second set, hands to feet pose. Bend your knees halfway. You can grab the backs of your legs or your heels from underneath. Rather than bending elbows out, try to bend elbows back. Pull on your heels, roll your weight into your toes, and lift your hips up. Try to touch stomach to thighs, chest to knees. Knees can bend. Eventually touch your face to your shins below the knees. No room for light and air between the upper and lower body. Pull on your heels, roll your weight into your toes, lift your hips up, stretch your spine down, lengthen your back. Good, change, come up, biceps with ears, knees can bend. Very nice, arms down. And you stand a little taller. Awkward, Utkatasana. Step your right foot to the right, about hip width distance, maybe like 6 inches. Insides of your feet parallel like 11s. Arms up, parallel to the floor. Tricep muscles tight. All 5 fingers together. Thumbs with your index fingers. Nothing loose or hanging in the arms. Abdomen in, bend your knees, sit back and down into a chair. Feet flat position. Spine straight to begin with. 100% of your body weight in your heels. Sit down halfway only, hips into a chair. Suck your stomach in and lean your upper body back. Depression to abdominal wall, contraction to abdominal muscles, suck it in, hold it in tight. Notice if your knees are coming in or out. Keep 6 inches between toes, heels, knees, and hands so the hips stay square. Now lift your chin up, chest up, lean back, fall back, way back, change. Inhale to come up, keep your arms there. Push your hips a little forward, spread your toes wide. Now come up maximum on your tippy toes like a ballerina. Imagine somebody's got you by the ponytail, stretching you up to the ceiling. Bend your knees, sit down, lean back. Tremendous concentration. Focus one unmoving spot in front of you. Don't even blink your eyes. If your heel's a little higher, knees a little higher, sit down into a chair, but don't sit below a chair. Change, inhale to come up. Last part, squeeze your knees together. Let your heels come a little bit off the floor. Keep the insides of your feet parallel and slowly sit down. Take your time. Listen to your body, stop whenever you want, or keep sitting down until there's a half-inch gap between your hips and your heels. Squeeze your knees together and forward, thighs parallel to the floor, arms parallel to the thighs, spine perfectly straight from the side. Looks like you're holding a box. Change, slowly come up, knees together, good. Heels down, right foot back, arms down, take a breath. Second set, step your right foot to the right, hip width distance, same footprint, insides of your feet parallel, arms up, parallel to the floor, triceps tight, abdomen in, bend your knees, sit back and down into a chair. So you can stick your butt out and fold forward to get your thighs parallel to the floor, abdomen in, shoulders soft, triceps tight, fingertips active, lift your chin up, chest up. Good, change, inhale to come up, keep your arms there. Push your hips a little forward. So if you want, you can place your hands on your lower abdomen, sort of like a tuxedo, a cummerbund, I should say, and then you're gonna tuck your tailbone under. So rather than sticking your butt out, you wanna tuck your tailbone under, engage your abdominal wall, lift your heels, stretch up, bend your knees, and sit down. So notice if the butt starts to stick out, like your tailbone is pointing back, right? You wanna tuck your tailbone under. Hips forward, lower abdomen super engaged, triceps tight, heels up, knees up. Change, inhale to come up. Last part, still breathing. Squeeze your knees together. Let your heels come a little bit off the floor and slowly sit down. Same thing, try to keep the lower back flat, abdomen engaged, fingertips active. Stop when there's still a gap between your hips and your heels. Squeeze your knees together and forward. Drop your shoulders. Keep your neck in line with the rest of your spine. And change, slowly come up. Knees together, good. Heels down, right foot back, arms down, eagle pose, Gaurasana. Look at your arms, identify which arm is right, which arm is left. Don't mix them up, I'm not hearing you. Inhale your arms over your head. Exhale, swing your right arm under your left arm, right elbow under left elbow. Cross first at your elbows. Again, if you can at your wrists, you can have hands together, thumbs towards your face, pinkies away from your face. You can also interlace fingers, grab a thumb, or grab your shoulders and give yourself a big bear hug. Everybody pull elbows down. Bend your knees, sit down into a chair, just like chair pose. That's why we did it first. Try to keep your hips down low and bring your right leg over your left leg. Right leg over left leg, cross twist, and eventually wrap your right foot behind your left calf muscle. If your foot is coming out, sit down more. If you're losing your balance, arch your upper body back. Bring your knees to the right and upper body to the left, more elbows over wrists. Twist your limbs like wet ropes. Bring the weight back into your heel. Sit down a little bit lower. Bring your upper body back at the end. Good, change. Feet together, arms over your head. Let's do the left side. Bring left arm, zoom, under right arm, left under right, palms together, thumbs towards your face, pinkies away from the face. Pull elbows down, bend your knees, try to sit low, hips into a chair, and bring your left leg over your right leg, left over right, cross twist, eventually wrap your foot. Doesn't have to be today or tomorrow. This side might feel a little or a lot different than the other side. It does for me, that's okay. We're not symmetrical. Yoga will certainly help us to like work through incongruencies, but yoga also helps us to be okay with the fact that one elbow might always be tighter than the other. That's okay. When you're ready, bring your knees to the left and upper body to the right. You can still work on alignment. Sit down and lean back. Good, change. Feet together, arms over your head, right in the second set. Bring your right arm, zoom, under your left arm. Can you get your fingers in line and wrists straight? That is a lifetime of work. Pull elbows down, one day fingers below the nose, bend your knees, sit down, try to keep your hips low, and bring right leg over left leg. So think like the first part of awkward pose, right? Where you stuck your butt out to sit down. And fold forward to sit down, keep the weight in your heel, and then start to lean upper body back. Knees to the right, upper body to the left, twist like rope, sit down, and lean back. Good, change, feet together, arms over your head. Last one, bring left arm, zoom, under right arm, pull elbows down, bend your knees, sit back and down, hips into a chair, and bring your left leg over your right leg. So this is the 90-minute version of class. For a long time, this was the only version of this style of yoga that was out there. In recent years, we've added like 60-minute classes, which I am in full support of, and in the 60-minute classes we rush. So in this class, not only are we going to hold postures a little bit longer, but we're also going to go into them a little bit slower with more setups. So just keep that in mind if you're used to an hour-long class. This is nice, long, and luxurious. Sit down and lean back. Good, change, feet together, arms over your head, arms down. Party time, grab a sip of water if you want. Cheers, friends. Lovely to be here with all of you. So yeah, in the 90-minute class, we take more time in the setups of postures and in the postures themselves.
And to me, it's just a nice invitation to go a little bit slower and just to slow down. So keep that in mind if you feel like you're feeling the urge to speed up. We'll just slow down throughout class. And we'll hold postures longer, which also increases heart rate, right? Okay. Standing head to knee, Donna, Amana, Ustrasana. This is the beginning of the balancing series. Shift your weight to your left leg so your big toe points forward, inside of your foot parallel to your mat. Evenly distribute your body weight on your left foot without grabbing the floor with your toes. Lift your left kneecap, contract outer thigh, inner thigh, and squeeze your left glute. You want to use all of the muscles in your standing leg to keep your joints in place, nice and solid. As you're ready, lift your right leg up, parallel to the floor. You can point your toes, flex your toes, keep your toes flexed back to your face the whole time. Option to stay here, or as you're ready, start to round down and eventually pick up your right foot. All 10 fingers interlocked up to the webbing to webbing grip. Throughout the posture, standing leg should be solid, concrete, one piece, lamp post, unbroken, you have no knee. If you've been coming for a while, all of you have, and you know your left leg is locked, no bend, no wobble. Inhale, breathing slowly, gently, lift your right leg up. Stretch it forward until your right leg is exactly parallel to the floor. No higher, no lower, standing leg locked. Take a deep breath, kick your heel forward, flex your toes back. You're training your Achilles to stretch. Maybe bring your right foot a little to the right so your ankle and hip are in line. If both legs lock, from the side legs, make an upside down L like Linda. Start to bend your elbows down. Touch your elbows to your calf muscles. Bring your chest and shoulders down, elbows in. One day, elbows go below the calf muscles. Lock your knee, lock your knee, lock your knee. Change. Slowly reverse out. Shift your weight to your right leg. Evenly distribute your body weight on your right foot without grabbing the floor with your toes. Feel your right kneecap lift up. Contract inner thigh, outer thigh. Squeeze your right glute. Lift your left leg up. And point your toes, flex your toes. Keep all 5 toes flexed back to your face. Option to stay here. You're working on your strength, your balance, your control. When you're ready, you're going to round down and pick up your left foot. All 10 fingers interlocked up to the webbing. You're welcome to lift your knee higher into your chest so that you don't have to round down so much. This is a rounded spine posture, so it can be a bit intense on the back. So just keep that in mind if your back is hurting here. Pull your abdomen in. If you've been coming for a while, you know your right leg is locked, no bend, no wobble. Inhale, breathing. Slowly, gently lift your left leg up. For most of us, the part that takes the longest is straightening the standing leg. Kick your heel forward, flex your toes back, breathe through your nose. If your standing leg is bending a lot, think about lifting your hips up so your knee is over your ankle, not your big toe. If both legs lock your arms, puff up your chest to get some length in the spine, and then start to bend elbows down. Touch elbows to calf muscles. One day, elbows go below the calf muscles, heel forward, hips forward, toes back. Change. Slowly reverse out. You can put your hands on your back, do a little back bend, or a knee bend. Before we do second set, I'll show you, if you've ever watched like yoga competitions, which are super fun, and you watch people do this posture, the part that helped me the most, for those of you that are going from step 2 to step 3, so this is step 2. Before you go to step 3, actually take a moment to puff up your chest, lock your arms and legs so you get some length in your spine, and then bend the elbows down. It's the same way how in like the spine twist, it's like inhale, stretch up, exhale, twist, or in standing bow, inhale, stretch up, exhale, charge forward. Same thing, if you take that moment to stretch up, your spine has some more room to bend. Okay, second set, shift your weight to your left leg, lock your left leg, lift your right leg up, flex your toes back, engage your abdominal wall, round down, and pick up your right foot, all 10 fingers interlocked. Concentrate, meditate, don't forget to have fun. Inhale, lift your right leg up. So for those of you working on bending the elbows down, before you do so, take a moment here, stretch up, and then bend elbows down. Elbows go below calf muscles, slowly tuck your chin to your chest. Put your forehead on your knee. Hold wherever you are for 5, 3, 1. Take your time as you reverse out step by step, one day including that little arm straight thing too. Okay, last one, shift your weight to your right leg, evenly distribute your body weight on your right foot Lift your left leg up, flex your toes back, stomach in, round down, pick up your left foot, all 10 fingers interlocked, even your thumbs under your foot. Feel your right kneecap lifting up, glutes engaged, abdomen in. Inhale, breathing, lift your left leg up. Good, if both legs lock, puff up your chest, and then bend elbows down. Elbows go below calf muscles, slowly tuck your chin to your chest. Put your forehead on your knee, hips forward, toes back, hold for 5. Change. Slowly reverse out. One day including that arm straight part. Good. Left leg down. Good for you. Okay, standing bow pulling pose. Donna, Amana, Asana, feet together. Bring your right hand up, elbow touches the body, palm faces the ceiling. Bring your hand out to the right. Give yourself a high five for practicing yoga today. Yes, reach back without turning or twisting your wrist. Pick up the inside of your right foot at the ankle bone, thumb with your index finger. Left arm up, right hip forward, knees, thighs together. Lift your left kneecap, point your right toes. Take a breath, stretch out, and slowly charge your body forward. Simultaneously kick your right leg back and up. Kicking and stretching should be equal, simultaneous, 50-50. The harder you kick, you can balance forever. Kick really hard. This is the first of this posture. So just take a moment here where you can find your breath, your balance, and your back bend. Once you can balance, once you can breathe, without while maintaining the back bend, I should say, keep your chin and chest lifted. Slowly bring the body down to parallel. See the foot come over the top of your head. Body down more, leg up more, kick, kick, kick. Good, change slowly. Kick yourself up, very nice. Bring your left hand up, out to the left, reach back without turning or twisting your wrist. Pick up the inside of your left foot at the ankle bone, thumb with your index finger. Bring your right arm up, left hip forward, knees together. So let's practice lifting, just like we did in standing head to knee. As you inhale, reach your right arm up towards the ceiling, feel your spine stretch. And as you exhale, start to back bend. Kick into your hand as you charge your body forward. Slowly slide the left shoulder forward, right shoulder forward, left shoulder back, feel your chest open up. Keep your head on straight, wrist straight, all 5 fingers together, thumb with your index finger, palm of your right hand faces the floor. Get your right arm exactly parallel to the floor, no higher, no lower, standing leg locked. Lift your chin, lift your chest, and start to come down to parallel from the side, 2 heels in line, kick back and up, 2 shoulders in line. Keep kicking, keep breathing, body down more, leg up more, kick, kick, kick. Good, change. Slowly, kick yourself up, feet together, arms down, take a breath. So same thing, the thing that's helped me the most in this posture is before you charge forward, you really wanna lift up as tall as you can and then move. Okay, second set, bring your right hand up, out to the right, reach back without turning or twisting your wrist. Pick up the inside of your right foot at the ankle, left arm up, right hip forward, knees together. Lock your left leg, point your right toes, take a breath, stretch out, and then charge your body forward as you kick your right leg back and up. Good. So at base, this posture is a balancing posture. It's a back bend, and it's a shoulder opener. Left shoulder forward, right shoulder back. Do you notice if the hips start to come way out of alignment? The thing I'm working on right now is keeping the hips in line. It's hard, I know. So as you're ready, right hip down, left hip back, and left shoulder forward. Now it's the shoulders opening rather than the hips. Body down more, leg up more, kick, kick, kick. Good, change slowly. Kick yourself up. Last one, bring your left hand up, out to the left, reach back, pick up the inside of your left foot at the ankle, right arm up, knees together, hips in line. Lock your right leg, point your left toes, take a breath, stretch out, and slowly kick, stretch, and breathe. Can you keep your chest lifted as you come down? So think about lengthening up, even as the belly button comes down. like stretching the crown of your head up to the ceiling, pushing your chest forward and coming down at the same time. Body down to parallel, foot towards the ceiling, right shoulder forward, left shoulder back. Don't forget to breathe. Body down, leg up, kick, kick, kick. Good, change. Whew. Kick yourself up, come to the back of your mat. Tadasana balancing stick. This posture is only 10 seconds. Even in the 90-minute version, you have to make up your mind to use 100% of your strength in half a second. If you're late, it's over. Feet together. Inhale, arms overhead, palms together, interlock fingers, release index fingers, cross thumbs. The setup for this posture is longer than the posture itself. Lean back, because it's about stretching, right? Keep your arms with your ears so you're already stretching in the setup. Step your right foot forward a big step. Shift your weight to your right foot, stretch up, point your left toes, and as you're ready, you're gonna tilt coming down to parallel. Arms, body, head, legs, everything parallel to the floor. So one day, body makes a T like Tom, but not a broken umbrella. Body down more, leg up more, stretch, stretch, stretch. Change, left foot down, right foot back, lean back. Keep your neck in line with the rest of your spine. Think of your arms as an extension of your spine. Step your left foot forward, lock both legs, stretch up, and then tilt. So arms and legs as an extension of the spine, like a human tug of war. Bring the chest down, chin forward, leg up, right foot a little to the right, stretch, stretch, stretch. Change, right foot down, left foot back, arms down, take a moment, hold still. Second set, I'll show you from the side. Inhale, arms up, palms together, interlock fingers, release index fingers, cross thumbs, lean back, step your right foot forward, squeeze your glutes, engage your abdominal wall, and tilt. So sometimes even the setup of a posture is enough. I'm gonna stay in the setup and I'm still gonna get a really good stretch to my spine. Eventually, chest down, chin forward, heel up, squeeze your palms together, stretch, stretch, stretch. Change, left foot down, right foot back, lean back, step your left foot forward, lock both legs, point your right toes, and tilt. So every day is different, every body is different. Too much is too much, too little is too little, and that marker is always moving. So we're always staying in the present moment to find a posture that works best for our body right here, right now. Body down, leg up, stretch, change. Right foot down, left foot back, arms down. Wonderful. You can come to the top of your mat and face the long side of your mat for the standing separate legs series. So you keep both feet on your mat. I will continue to face you. Starting with standing separate leg stretching, Donna, Amana, Bikram Pashimotanasana. Inhale your arms over your head. Exhale, step your right foot to the right, 4 feet minimum, big step, arms down parallel to the floor. You can turn your toes in, heels out. Lock your legs, lift your chest, and swan dive forward. Look forward all the way down. Grab your heels from behind. For this posture and the next two, taking a bigger or smaller step might help you get a little deeper into the posture, depending on your body proportions. If your hands are way far away from your feet, try taking a smaller or larger step. If you still can't grab your heels, you can grab the outsides of your feet. You can grab your pinky toes. You can also start with your hands on the floor in front of you. Everybody roll forward like a wheel, find your edge, lift your hips up, pull and stretch, catch your breath, touch your head to the floor in between your feet, lift your kneecaps, lock your legs. First the leg stretching, then the hip stretching, lower spine stretching, whole body stretching, 360-degree angle stretching, coccyx to toes, coccyx to forehead, touch your forehead to the floor in between your feet. If your forehead's not yet touching the floor, take a bigger step. Roll forward, find your edge, hips up, pull, stretch, touch your head to the floor in between your feet. Good, change, slowly come up, take your time as blood flow reverses, there's no rush. Step your right foot back, arms over your head, and arms down. If your forehead touched the floor in the first set, take a smaller step so your spine can grow. If your forehead was nowhere near the floor, maybe try taking a little bit of a bigger step so your legs can stretch more. You just don't want your step to be so big that you lose control of your legs. You want to feel the stretch in the hamstrings, not the inner thighs, so keep that in mind. Second set, arms over your head, step your right foot to the right, the step that works for you, arms down parallel to the floor. You can turn your toes in. You can also keep the insides of your feet parallel. Lift your kneecaps, lock your legs, lift your chest,
Swan dive forward. Try to keep your wrists in line with your shoulders. Good. Grab your heels from behind. If you can, grab your heels, bend your elbows back, elbows to calves, shoulders to ceiling, belly button to spine. Everybody roll forward. For my flexi folks, think less about pushing your knees back and more about lifting your hips up, right? So the legs are locked, but you're not like hyperextending the knees. For my friends with tight hamstrings, right? If your knees are bending, also think about lifting your hips up, but also pushing the knees back a little bit, right? So you want your knees over your ankles. Notice if your spine is rounding, look forward. Imagine your heart will touch the floor first. If your head's still not on the floor, take a little bit of a bigger step. At the end, we're all gonna roll forward, find your edge, and then just drop your head. Touch head to the floor in between your feet rather than in front of your feet. Good, change, slowly come up, take your time, no rush. Step your right foot back, arms over your head, and arms down. Wonderful, next is triangle Trikonasana. This is considered the peak of the standing series. So after this, it's all downhill. Inhale your arms over your head. Exhale, step your right foot to the right, 4 to 5 feet. Big step, arms down parallel to the floor. You want your ankles under your wrists, like as if you were a puppet, right? Push your hips forward, lean your upper body back, turn your right foot out. Left toes in a little bit. Inhale, breathing, bend your right leg and lunge. Now to get your right thigh bicep parallel to the floor, you can try taking a bigger step. You can also try rotating your left hip towards your right knee if it helps you sit down more. Find a place where you can feel nice and stable in your joints. Keep your left leg locked. Sit down more, lean back, and move your arms at the same time. Right elbow in front of the knee. Hover your fingertips between your big and second toe. Don't touch the floor. Don't push any weight on the floor. Stay nice, long, and lifted. Look up towards the ceiling. Touch your chin to your shoulder. Profile of your face visible to the side of your back. Push your left hip forward and down. Push your right knee back with the help of your elbow, and then lift up a little bit. Try to get your right side torso off of your right thigh, abdomen in the whole time. Reach your left arm up, stretch your right arm down, feel a huge stretch across your chest, turn, twist upper body back like spine twisting posture at the end of class. Lock your left leg, keep your left foot flat on the floor. Change, rotate your arms, straighten your right leg, right toes in, left toes out. Make sure your 2 heels are in line, but not crisscross. Keep your right leg locked, and as you're ready, bend your left leg and lunge. You can bounce a couple times, and you can take a bigger or smaller step. You can also rotate your right hip forward. Sit as low as you can, lean back, keep your spine straight in the middle, and move your arms at the same time. Left elbow in front of the knee, right arm up to the ceiling, 6 and 12 o'clock. So the knee joint is bending, but all of the other joints in the body are really actively engaged here. Look up towards the ceiling, touch your chin to your shoulder, look for your right thumb, make sure wrist straight, right arm stacks on top of left arm, 6 and 12 o'clock. Make sure the right knee isn't bending, right? You want to keep your right leg locked the whole time. Push your right hip forward and down, push your left knee back with the help of your elbow, turn, twist upper body back like spine twisting posture. Lock your right leg, keep your right foot flat on the floor. Change, rotate your arms, straighten your left leg, left toes in, right foot back, arms over your head, and arms down. Take a breath. Feel your heart beating, pretty cool. Second set, arms over your head, step your right foot to the right, big step, arms down parallel to the floor, push your hips forward, lean your upper body back, turn your right foot out, bend your right knee and sit down. Now, sometimes when we have tight knees or hips, we can't sit down all the way, and that's okay. Sit as low as you can, keep your spine nice and long, chest lifted, and move your arms. If your thigh isn't parallel to the floor, maybe have your forearm or wrist in front of the knee. You want to make sure that you're not all the way lifted, but you're not also collapsing all the way down, right? You want a nice long line from your ankle to the crown of your head. Feel that part of your body connecting. Look up towards the ceiling, reach your left arm up, stretch your right arm down, engage your abdominal wall, maybe bend your knees, sit down a little bit lower, press your right heel down, lock your left leg, keep your left foot flat on the floor. Change, rotate your arms, straighten your right leg, right toes in, left toes out, 2 heels in line. Inhale, bend your left leg, lunge. I'm going to show you from the side. So a couple of things to keep in mind. Notice if your knee is going to the right or left of your ankle, you want your knee directly over your ankle. If your knee is going beyond your ankle,
Take a bigger step. Sit as low as you can, lean back and move your arms. Elbow in front of the knee, right arm up to the ceiling, look up, stretch up. So having the elbow in front of the knee and then pushing the elbow into the knee is good for two things. Pushing elbow into knee keeps knee over ankle. Pushing elbow into knee helps you to twist. So left shoulder forward, right shoulder back, reach your right arm up, stretch your left arm down, sit down more, chest up more, lock your right leg, keep your right foot flat on the floor. Change, rotate your arms, straighten your left leg, left toes in, right foot back to the place, arms over your head, and float your arms down. Wonderful. So next is, if that was the summit, right, if that was the peak and it's all downhill, next we literally go downhill with standing separate leg, head to knee, Donna, Amana, Bikram Yoga. We're going to start to hint to our body that we're going towards the floor. Inhale your arms over your head sideways, palms together, only cross your thumbs. Exhale, step your right foot to the right, 3 to 4 feet minimum. Pivot on your heels to one side of the room. Turn your back toes in, push your left hip forward, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. 2 hips in line, 2 heels in line, backside foot makes a 45-degree angle. Stretch up, tuck your chin to your chest, and go down. Chin to chest, abdomen in, keep your left leg locked the whole time. Once your hands touch the floor, you can bend your front leg if you want, just keep the left leg, back leg locked. You can bend your front leg, you can take a bigger step, you can turn your left toes in more acutely, tuck your chin to your chest, and see if you can touch your forehead and knee together. This is a compression posture, compression to the front of the body, front side compression, throat choked, jaw relaxed, stomach in, eyes open, breathing normal. So it's also a rounded spine posture and sometimes rounding our backs. This much can be a little bit intense. So if touching your forehead to your knee makes your back feel achy and not in a good way, you can flatten out your back a little bit. That's okay. Eventually forehead and knee touch, but you're never forcing your body. Push your forehead into your knee, lock both legs, hands together. Change, slowly uncurl, biceps with ears, hands together, head up last. Good. Pivot on your heels to the other side of the room, uncross your heels. Turn your back toes in, press your right hip forward, left rib cage back, palms together. Stretch up, tuck your chin to your chest and go down, arms with ears, arms an extension of your spine. Chin to chest, abdomen in, bend your front leg if you want, touch knee and head together, front side compression, throat choked, eyes open, breathing normal. Stretch all 10 fingers beyond your big and second toe. Bring maximum weight to your left front leg. Lift your left hip up, right hip forward, 2 hips in line. Push your forehead into your knee, lock both legs, hands together. Change, slowly uncurl, biceps with ears, chin to chest, head up last. Good, pivot on your heels, step your right foot back, arms down, take a breath. Second set, arms up, palms together, cross your thumbs, maybe other thumb on top, step your right foot to the right, big step, pivot on your heels, make sure your heels are in line but not crisscross, that'll make it hard to balance. Turn your back toes in, push your left hip forward, stretch up, tuck your chin to your chest and ride one long exhale all the way down. As you exhale, engage your abdominal wall, pull your stomach in. If you ever get a cramp in your stomach in this posture, that's normal. It's just some neuromuscular confusion. So sometimes when we get cramps in our body, especially in the summer, when we get cramps in our body, it's dehydration. But sometimes during yoga, when we get cramps, it's actually just the muscles and nerves got a little bit confused because the muscles and nerves are doing something they're not used to, like compression. Chin to chest, throat choked, eyes open, breathing normal. Pull your abdomen in, belly button towards the ceiling. Push your forehead into your knee, lock both legs, hands together, change. Imagine you're dragging your forehead up your thigh, your chest, arms with ears, head up last. Pivot on your heels. I'm going to show you from the front. Make sure heels are in line, but they're not crisscross, right? That'll make it hard to balance. Turn your back toes in, press your right hip forward, keep your right heel on the floor the whole time. Stretch up, tuck your chin to your chest, and go down. As you go down, you're going to shift more weight into your front foot. Make sure your back right leg stays locked, right heel on the floor.
Bend your left leg, touch knee and head together. Now, if your back is not bothering you, see if you can round your spine more. So it's the forehead on the knee, right? You're not kissing your knee, you're not smelling your knee, you're thinking very deeply about pressing your exactly forehead and knee together. Front side compression, throat choked, jaw relaxed, eyes open, stomach in, breathing normal. Push your forehead into your knee. Lock both legs, hands together, change. Keep your hands together all the way up.
Very nice. Head up last. Good for you. Pivot on your heels, right foot back, arms down. Come to the middle of your mat for tree pose, Tadasana. This is the hip opening series. Lock your left leg, shift your weight to your left foot, evenly distribute your body weight on your left foot without grabbing the floor with your toes. Lift your right leg up. Hold onto your foot from underneath the foot with your left hand or even both hands. Touch your heel to your costume, sole of foot flat to ceiling. Slowly, gently, let your right knee drop down and back into a half lotus shape. Never force your knees. Bring your right hand up to the center of your chest. And if you can balance, left hand up. Notice if your butt is sticking out a little bit, it's that same cummerbund action here. You're gonna tuck your tailbone under and then lift your chest up. Think about temporarily eliminating any curvature in your spine. Notice if you're grabbing the floor with your toes, relax your toes, but do press the ball of your foot down. Good, change, right leg down, shift your weight to your right leg, evenly distribute your body weight on your right foot, lift your right kneecap, and lift your left leg up. Remember, this side might feel a little or a lot different. Heel to costume, slowly let your left knee drop. You can bring your left hand up to the center of your chest, and if you can balance, right hand up. So if you've ever done some sort of memorization challenge, like studying a language or something like that, one of the keys or tools we can use for memorization is to do something, study it for half an hour, and then you leave it alone, and then you come back to it. That's kind of what we did here with balancing, right? We did the balancing series, and then we left it alone. We stood on 2 feet, and now we're coming back to it. So you have more muscle memory for lifting the kneecap, balancing on 1 foot tomorrow. Change, left leg down. You're welcome to do a second set. Sorry if I didn't say hands together. You're welcome to do a second set of tree pose. You can also do Ustrasana toe stand. Pick a spot on the floor, 4 feet in front of you. Don't move your eyes. Lock your left leg, lift your right leg up. There's 2 types of hot yogis, Bikram yogis. There's the type that will just bring your hands together no matter what. And there's the type who will wait for the teacher to say, bring your hands together. And if the teacher doesn't say, bring your hands together, then we resent the teacher, right? I'm right there with you. Ustrasana, bring your hands together, start to fold forward, hands to floor, lean forward, lift your heel, bend your knees, sit down. Walk your hands back to either sides of your hips. Whether you're in tree or toe, point your right toes, press your right hip forward, right knee down, left hand up to the center of your chest, right hand up, palms together, elbows down, spine straight, come a ½ inch off your heel. Good. When you're ready, hands to floor. You can come up on 2 feet, or to lift your hips up, you're going to actively push your hands down, lift your hips up, and then push your hips forward. Good. Change, right leg down, shift your weight to your right leg, pick a spot on the floor, 4 feet in front of you. Don't move your eyes. It helps with balance, concentration, meditation, focus. Lift your left leg up. If your foot is prone to sliding, hold on to your foot on the way down. Otherwise, you can bring one or both hands together in prayer. Concentrate, meditate. Don't forget to have fun. When you're ready, fold forward, hands to floor, lean forward, lift your heel, bend your knees, sit down on your heel. Walk your hands back to either sides of your hips and breathe through your nose. Point your left toes, left hip forward, left knee down, whether you're in tree or toe. Left hand up, right hand up, elbows down, spine straight, come a ½ inch off your heel. Good. Whenever you're ready, hands to floor. You can come up on 2 feet or push your hands into the floor to lift your hip and straighten your standing leg, and then press your hips forward to come out. Good. Change. Left leg down. Honor yourself. Give yourself high five, fist bump. Turn around. Savasana. I'm going to adjust our camera angle a little bit. Head to the front of your mat. Feet to the back of your mat. Okay, bring your heels together, toes fall open, arms down, palms face the ceiling, eyes open, mouth closed, breathing normal.
So as I alluded to just now, and like, right, when we used to practice in person, I think there was more of an emphasis of like waiting for the teacher to do something in order to do it. And I always liked that as a student, more so than as a teacher. As a student, I really enjoy waiting for the teacher to say, like, pick up your foot before I pick up my foot. For two reasons. One was in person. It's so fun to do things like at the same pace together. I think it's like, so, there's no bigger joy for me than in standing head to knee, like standing next to, you know, like Steve and Corey, and we all kick out together. We all bend our elbows down together, right? That's so fun. And the other thing is like, you know, I have to make a lot of decisions in my life every day. And sometimes it's just nice to like not have to choose the pace of a class and have a teacher say, pick up your foot, and I'm going to pick up my foot then. But the, you know, the flip side happens is as a teacher, sometimes I like forget to say something. I know that, right? And then sometimes what'll happen is when I'm a student and a teacher forgets to say something, I'm like, I can't believe they forgot to say hands in prayer. How dare they? I was waiting the whole time. So we're left with, or at least I'm left, and I suspect some of you are as well, left with this dichotomy of, or holding both things at once of like, listening to the cues of another, right? We're practicing adult listening, adult learning, and also the fact that we're all adults. And if I forget to say, you know, left hand up, bring your left hand up, right? You don't need to wait for me. Pashimotanasana when you're moving pose. Bend your right leg up, interlock your 10 fingers, grab your right shin, nice tight white knuckle grip. Pull your knee out to the right, down towards your shoulder, completely avoid your rib cage. Keep your head on the floor, look down the center line of your body. Pull down extra hard, maximum pressure in your lower right abdomen, massaging your ascending colon. Fun. Change, right leg down, bend your left leg up, pull your knee out and down. Push the pads of your fingers into the backs of your hands to strengthen your grip. If your right calf muscle does not naturally touch the floor, try flexing your right toes back to your face. Change, left leg down, both legs lift up, grab your elbows each other, give yourself a big hug for coming to class. Good for you. Squeeze your knees together and down. Keep your head on the floor. Without lifting your head, tuck your chin in a little bit, puff your chest up a little bit, belly button heavy like lead, squeeze your knees together, press your shins into your forearms. Eventually, or in the future, when the bone, joint, skeletal system has improved, the whole spine from coccyx to the neck will be flat on the floor. Change, arms down and eyes open. One of the things I actually like about Zoom is that it's taken away any pressure in my practice to fully move with all of you, because by sheer bandwidth differences, right, we're not always going to be in sync. But I have to say, I do have a special joy, like my heart kind of lifts a little bit whenever I see that, you know, somehow all of our arms lift up at the same time in a posture, even on Zoom. So fun. I love moving with all of you. Second set, when you're moving pose, bend your right leg up, pull it, interlace your 10 fingers, maybe switch the grip, opposite thumb, pinky finger on top, pull your knee out and down. This is part of the hip opening series, just like tree pose and toe stand. In tree and toe, we try to keep the shoulders and hips parallel. Same thing here, from a bird's eye view, you would want your two shoulders and hips in line. So notice if one is kind of sneaking up. Change, right leg down, left leg up, pull your knee out and down, massaging your descending colon. This posture is great for digestion. It's good for grip strength. Push the pads of your fingers into the backs of your hands so you open the salsa jar after class, not your partner. Change, left leg down, both legs lift up, grab your elbows each other. I have to tell you guys, I've maybe shared this story before, but you know, my mom has been taking classes, which is lovely. And over Christmas, I was trying to open an olive jar and I couldn't do it. And I said, hey mom, will you open this olive jar? And she turned to me and said, push the pads of your fingers into the backs of your hands so that you open the salsa jar after class, not your partner. Oh man, I was so angry at her. Squeeze your knees together and down. Keep your head on the floor. Look down the center line of your body. Squeeze, breathe, massaging your transverse colon. Change, arms down, eyes open. It's fun when we get, you know, when we learn this yoga, we learn a language and a culture, and then we can speak to each other in really kind of funny terms, right? Like at my teacher training, somebody was nicknamed lamppost, right? Like solid, concrete, lamppost, unbroken, one, right? Like, oh, that's lamppost over there. She was really tall. But But I just love that we have this little language that we can speak to each other in class and outside of class too, right? The harder you kick, you can balance forever. Next, we do a straight leg sit-up. If you have any concerns about your back, please skip the sit-up. Roll off to the side, meet us on your stomach. I'm actually gonna skip the first sit-up. Otherwise, I'll walk you through it. Legs together, arms over your head, cross your thumbs, tuck your chin to your chest and sit up. Exhale, grab your big toes. Exhale, elbows to floor, forehead to knees. Wonderful. Okay, everybody together. Turn, line on your stomach for the spine strengthening series, starting with Cobra Bhujangasana, good for your lower lumbar spine. Place your hands flat on the floor, just below your shoulders, so your elbows point up to the ceiling like grasshopper wings. Zip up your legs like a cobra's tail, toes and heels touch. Lock your legs, look up and lift. Stretch your upper body off the floor. Use 100% spine strength. Come up halfway only, just your belly button on the floor. The rest of your chest is in the air. Elbows stay bent. They make an L, a 90-degree angle like a rectangle. Roll your shoulders back and down. Stretch your elbows down towards your hips. Feet to the back wall. Feet together, toes, heels, and knees touch. Lock your legs, squeeze your butt. Push your feet down, hips down, hands down. Look up. Chin up, chest up, stretch up, breathe up. Good, change slowly with control, lower down. Look to your right, left ear on your mat, arms down, palms face the ceiling, toes together, heels fall open. Take a slow inhale through your nose, and a slow exhale through your nose. Second set, bring your chin forward. Place your hands flat on the floor, just below your shoulders. So from a bird's eye view, I could not see your new manicure. Little fingers in line with the deltoids. Zip up your legs like a cobra's tail, toes, heels touch. So throughout the posture, you don't have two legs, you have one tail. Keep it intact. Lock your legs, look up, and lift. You can push your hands into the floor a little bit here, but not too much. Some people hover their hands above the floor. Some people push their arms all the way in. It's a nice little sweet spot where you're actively pressing down, but it's your back doing most of the work. We're slowly starting to wake up biceps, triceps, all of the muscles in the back. Feet together, press your feet down, lift your chest up. Good, change, slowly lower down. Look to your left, right ear on your mat, arms down, heels open. If it aggravates your neck to look right and left, as you look to the left, you can bend your left arm or both arms so that your hands are close to your face. And same thing when you look to the right, that'll take pressure off of the neck and shoulder. Locust Shalabhasana, bring your chin forward, arm straight position. Rotate your arms, palms face the floor. Bring your arms underneath you, right, left, right, left. One day pinky fingers touch, but hands never overlap. Lock your right leg, point your right toes, and lift your right leg up to a 45-degree angle, half of 90. See the foot come directly over the top of your head. Sole of the foot flat to the ceiling. Spread your fingers wide. Notice if you're pushing your wrists down, try to press your knuckles down instead. Lift your right thigh. Change, right leg down. Relax your right leg, lock your left leg, point your left toes, and lift your left leg up. So you want to keep your hips in line. This is really good practice for the hips and balancing stick without having to balance. So practice moving your left foot a little to the left. Spiral your inner left thigh up. Press your shoulders down. Lock your left leg, lift your heel. Change, left leg down. Third part, tuck your chin and mouth down. Bring your arms a little closer underneath you. Spread your fingers wide, triceps tight, mouth down. Squeeze your butt, lock your legs, point your toes, and lift both legs up. Come up, everybody come up, struggle a little harder. Don't give up. I really don't want to do this posture, but I'm doing it anyways. I hope you are too. Mouth down, shoulders down, triceps tight, knees, feet together. Squeeze your butt, lock your legs, lift your thighs up. Good, change, slowly lower down. Bring your arms out, look to the right, left ear on your mat. I had a moment there where I was like, maybe I'll just talk them through it, but I won't do it myself. And you know what? Then I did it and it wasn't that bad. I think sometimes in yoga and in life, we work things up in our mind or we create stories around certain postures, certain things we do outside of yoga too, like, oh, I love this, or oh, this is the worst. But I'm sure you've had the experience in yoga and outside of yoga as well, that you do that thing that you're not looking forward to, and lo and behold, it's not that bad, or maybe even every once in a while it's enjoyable. So if you tend to anticipate rather than participate Yoga is a wonderful opportunity to participate instead. And that goes back to this idea of like, are you getting into postures really early because like you want to, or because you're anticipating, right? And that's where the going with the teacher's words I find to be helpful, right? Not because like you're, I don't know, trying to be subservient to a yoga teacher, right? Not that, but because that way it means we're really living in the moment. We're not like anticipating what's next, right? You're living it out, you're doing it. Second set, chin forward, arms straight position, rotate your arms, palms face the floor, bring your arms underneath you as best you can. This is also a wonderful opportunity to practice like boundaries with yourself. So if arms underneath your body is uncomfortable, that's okay. But if your arms are hurting, bring your arms out to the side. That's okay. One day arms underneath the body. Doesn't have to be today or tomorrow. Lock your right leg, point your right toes, lift your right leg up. The reason we bring the arms underneath the body is to create a little bit of a tourniquet effect and to stretch out the tendons and ligaments in the arms. For those of us with tight arm joints though, having the arms out to the side, you often get that exact same effect. Change right leg down, relax your right leg, lock your left leg, point your left toes and lift your left leg up. So whether the arms are underneath you or out to the side, spread your fingers wide. Think about lengthening the arms forward and back, shoulders down, lock your left leg, point your left toes, change, left leg down. Third part, tuck your chin in, mouth down. Maybe bring your arms underneath you a little bit more. Having the hips and forearms in contact will help with leverage. Mouth down, squeeze your butt, knees, feet together, lock your legs, point your toes, and lift both legs up, come up. Everybody come up, you can do it. Mouth down, shoulders down, triceps tight, squeeze your butt, lock your legs, point your toes, lift your thighs up. Good, change. Slowly lower down, bring your arms out, look to the left, right here on your mat. Take a slow inhale, slow exhale. Okay, full locust, Purna Shalabhasana, chin forward, arms out to the side like airplane wings, feet together, toes, heels touch, knees together. Lock your legs, squeeze your butt, point your toes, look up and lift. Arms, body, head, legs, everything lifts off the floor like a 747 taking off. Just your hip bones on the floor, the rest of your body's in the air. Look up to the ceiling where your eyes go, body knows to follow. Keep your neck in line with the rest of your spine so you're not dropping your head down, but you're also not jamming it back. Arms stay out to the side. This is a great shoulder chest opener. It's a really good back strengthener too. Lift your thighs up, chin up, chest up, look up, come up a little higher at the end. Good, change slowly with control, lower down. Tuck in your wings, look to the right, and take a breath. Second set, bring your chin forward, arms out to the side. If you have frozen shoulder and it is hurting to have your arm out to the side or it is just plain impossible, no worries. You can keep your arms down by your sides or forward, eventually arms perpendicular, but you are never forcing your body. Feet together, toes, heels touch. Lock your legs, point your toes, look up and lift. By the way, if you've ever had frozen shoulder or if you have it right now or if you have it in the future, it's not fun. Please be gentle to that shoulder, right? You can have the arms back, no problem. Eventually arms out to the side, but especially if you've been diagnosed with frozen shoulder or you know somebody who has, that is not something that you're going to force your way through, right? You're just going to be gentle with yourself. Bring your knees, feet together, lock your legs. Point your toes, stretch your arms apart, fingertips together, thighs up, chin up, chest up, look up, come up a little higher at the end. Good, change, slowly lower down, tuck in your wings, look to the left, right here on your mat. So there's all different ways that our bodies experience, not just like pain or injuries, but range of motion as well, right? So sometimes we're injured from like a bruise. That's something that you're just gonna let heal. Sometimes we're feeling pain from a muscle, a joint, a nerve, right? So all those things, we're dealing with them differently. If you have a really tight hamstring, you're gonna stretch it. But if you have an aggravated hamstring, you're gonna be nice to it. If it's overstretched, you're not gonna stretch it more. Joint pain, nerve pain, those are things that we wanna work through, not around. But stuff like, you know, if you have a scrape, right, that's something that you're just gonna be patient with until it heals. So just keep that in mind again, that there's some,
like injuries, illnesses, whatever, that we just work through, and actually yoga is the way through them. But there's other stuff where you can still do the yoga, but you're going to take it easy, skip a posture, or modify it for a while. Donna, floor bow, bring your chin forward, bend your legs, grab your feet from the outside, 2 inches below the toes, thumbs with your index fingers. Squeeze your butt, point your toes, look up towards the ceiling, and kick into your hands. Continuously keep kicking without stopping, without intermission. It's the kick that drives the posture. Roll forward, freeze between your ribs and hips, hold still. Do little sips of air in and out through your nose. Bring your knees in, feet out, wrists straight, squeeze your butt, point your toes, look up to the ceiling, keep your neck in line with the rest of your spine, thighs off the floor, kick, kick, kick. Good, change, slowly lower down. Look to your right, left ear on your mat, breathing in, breathing out. So, one thing they say, like, outside of yoga, right, is a red flag is if you're saying always or never. Like if you have a partner and you're like, you always say this, or you never do the dishes. The always or never is where there's probably a red flag that's probably not rooted in reality. Same thing with yoga. If you have a posture or a part of your yoga practice where you were saying always or never, that's probably not rooted in reality either. If you're thinking like, I can always do this posture, if you practice long enough, I guarantee you there will be a day or a season where you can't do it. And if you never try that thing that at first was really hard for you, I guarantee you'll never realize that sometimes you can do it, right? So we're just always testing the waters a little bit cautiously, but be careful when you start to say always or never with a yoga posture, with like meditation, with a certain body movement within your yoga sequence. Try to stay away from the always or never, and instead just like a maybe, like maybe today, right? Maybe not. Second set, chin forward, bend your legs, grab your feet from the outside, 2 inches below the toes, squeeze your butt, point your toes, look up towards the ceiling, and kick into your hands. And the reason why this always and never is true in relationships with others, as well as with our yoga practice, is because our yoga practice is our relationship with ourselves, right? Or it's one way that we express our relationship with ourselves. So I often find that looking at stuff on relationships with other people, I find to be very helpful in my yoga practice as well. Bring your knees in, feet out, wrists straight, look up, kick, kick, kick. Good, change, slowly lower down, look to the left, right here on your mat, breathing in, breathing out. Bring your chin forward, put your hands on the floor, push up, come to the top of your mat, fixed firm, Supta Vajrasana. I'm going to show you from the side. Open your knees and feet, point your toes to the back of your mat so the insides of your feet are parallel. As you're ready, you're going to walk your hands back and sink your hips down. You can keep your hands in front of you, beside you, or behind you the whole time. This is an example of where we want to work through joint tightness rather than around it, which means that sometimes we don't get very far, and that's okay. If you can sit down between your heels comfortably, put your hands on your feet, bend your right elbow down, stopping anywhere you feel a point of pain, left elbow down, knees never come off the floor, drop your head back, head to the floor, tuck your chin in, neck, shoulders on the floor, arms over your head, grab your elbows each other and hold. Wherever you are is perfect. You want a gentle stretch through your toes, ankles, knees, and hips, never a point of pain. Good, change. Put your hands on your feet, push yourself up, head up last, turn around, Savasana. So I'll use this posture as an example of like what we do with different injuries. So if you had a big scrape on the top of your foot, I would probably tell you to skip this posture today or do it one-legged so that really scraped up foot wasn't aggravated by the floor and your body pressure, right? If you had a torn quadricep, I would tell you to keep your hands in front of you because you don't want to overstretch that quadricep. If you have a tight ankle, I'm going to tell you to just go slow, but to do the posture because this is really good for stretching out that ankle joint. You just don't need to go all the way into it, right? And if you have some nerve pain in the toe, right, for example, that might be like sciatic nerve pain all the way down the side of the body. I'm going to tell you that you can do the posture, but again, to take it slow. So again, certain things like a torn muscle or
a bone break or a scrape, a bruise, those are things that we're gonna let heal on their own. But things like joint pain, joint tightness, muscle tightness, nerve confusion, those are things that we can work with in yoga. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good, come to the top of your mat. If I had a nickel for every yoga student, beginner student I saw, who have their feet like this, so their feet are out to the side and they go all the way into it, it's tight ankles. And I'm like, do it like this with your toes back. And they're like, I can't. And I'm like, well, that's probably why you should. You can keep your hands in front of you, beside you, behind you. If you never work through that thing that's tight, it's never gonna like loosen, right? So you gotta work through it, not around it. A river runs through it. If first set was easy, bring your knees together. Now we're working more into knee flexibility as well as toes and ankles. One day, put your palms on your soles, right elbow, left elbow. Drop your head back, head to the floor. Tuck your chin in, neck, shoulders on the floor. Arms over your head, grab your elbows each other and hold. By the way, I've been there many times in my practice before, and I'm sure I will do it again. Ego gets in the way a little bit. We're like, well, if I just cheat a little bit, then I can do the standing splits. If that's you, I've been there too. I'm not judging it. In fact, sometimes what I encourage you to do is like do it once that way. And now that you know you can do it that way, now try it the hard way, right? Now do it the way that's like best for your body. If you know you can do something by cheating in it, go ahead, do it once just to say you did it, and then come on back, try to like, you know, do it with correct alignment, change, put your hands on your feet, push yourself up, head up last, turn around, Savasana. Because once we've done something and we know we can do it, then like, I don't know, doesn't the allure go away a little bit? And now it's like, now, okay, now we're really gonna work through the toes, the ankles, the knees, the shoulders, the elbows, the wrists, whatever that tight joint is, right? We wanna work through it, not around it, especially with joints. Next we do a straight leg sit up. Again, if the sit ups ever bother your back, you can roll off to the side. The sit ups, like everything else we do, are optional. Otherwise, legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good, come to the back of your mat, half tortoise, Ardha Karmasana. I'm gonna show you from the side. If these seated postures aggravate your toes, ankles, knees, you're always welcome to roll up your mat a little bit so there's extra padding under those tight joints. That's totally fine. Feet together, arms up, palms together, cross your thumbs. If sitting on your feet really hurts, you can also start by standing on your knees, right? Stretch up and go down. You're welcome to place one or both hands on the floor and walk yourself in, or go down, eventually forehead to floor, little fingers to floor. This is called half tortoise pose. This is different from child's pose. Active arms, palms together, thumbs crossed, wrists straight. Tilt your pinky fingers down. Try to get wrists and elbows off the floor. Just the knife edges of your pinky fingers touch the floor. The rest of your arms are in there. This is a great back stretch, shoulder stretch. As you inhale, reach your arms forward. As you exhale, sink your hips down, stretch, stretch, stretch. Change, come up. You can put your hands on the floor and push yourself up, or come up, arms with ears, arms down, turn around, Savasana, head to the front of your mat, feet to the back of your mat. So the same way that locust pose is good for practicing the legs in balancing stick, half tortoise is good for practicing the arms in balancing stick, like arms with the ears, T like Tom, no broken umbrellas. Second set, legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Wonderful, come to the back of your mat, knees, feet together, hips on your heels, arms over your head, palms together, cross your thumbs, wrists straight, palms together, stretch up and go down. See if you can touch your forehead to the floor before your little fingers. Whew, forehead to floor, little fingers to floor. Reach your arms forward, sink your hips down, re-energize, reorganize, revitalize. Change, come on up, arms with ears, very nice, arms down, turn around, Savasana. Remember, if the sit-ups are ever bothering your back, you can always skip 1 or 2 or 3 or all of the sit-ups, right? Always an option. Otherwise, legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good, come to the top of your mat, Camel Ustrasana, our deepest back bend. Stand on your knees, 6 inches between your knees and your feet. Place your hands on your lower back, thumbs outside, fingers down to the floor. Keep your eyes open. Push your hips forward and just start to look up.
Lift your nose, lift your chin. One day head drops back. Option to stay here or go back halfway. Keep your hands on your back, freeze in the middle. Option to stay here or right hand down, grab your right heel, thumbs outside, fingers inside. Left hand down, grab your left heel, thumbs outside, fingers inside. Full palm grip on your heels. Push your hips forward, lift your chest up, drop your head back. Look for your toes behind you. If you can't grab your heels, keep your hands on your back. It's better support for your spine. Press your hips forward, lift your chest up. Feel the whole front of your body opening, whole spine healing through compression. Change, put your hands on your back, push yourself up, head up last, very nice. Turn around, Savasana. Head to the front of your mat, feet to the back of your mat. So if you've ever gone to a playground, and I'm not suggesting that as an adult you go to a playground by yourself because that's creepy, but if you've ever walked by or if you have your own child or a niece or nephew in your life, if you ever go to a playground, what do? All the kids are back bending all the time, right? Like they're doing this pose or like somebody's got like their hands on a railing and they drop their head back and giggle at their dad. Kids are flexible, but specifically they're flexible with back bends. They can go back, whoop, no problem. I once sat on a bus and watched a kid sobbing in a temper tantrum. I'm not kidding. He was in camel pose on his mom's lap the entire time. So when we go to playgrounds, when we hang out with kids, they're flexible, but specifically back has flexibility, right? Hips have flexibility. Then when we go and visit like friends and family and assisted care facilities, what's everybody doing there? They're hunching over, right? And part of that is gravity and time. And none of us can fully fight that, but part of it too is just like a lack over the years of doing those back bends that we do as kids. So these postures, this camel pose, I like to think it gets us closer to the playground and further away from assisted living, right? And that's kind of the goal. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good, come to the top of your mat. But that kid on the H2 a couple of years ago reminded me, doesn't mean we have to like laugh through the back bend. We can have a temper tantrum while we're doing it. It's just that we're keeping that range of motion in our body. You can open your knees a little wider, 8 to 10 inches between your knees, 6 inches between your feet. Put your hands on your back, maybe bring your elbows closer together behind you. Keep your eyes open, lift your nose, lift your chin. One day head goes back. One day go back halfway. Eventually or in the future, grab your heels. So if you want to have a temper tantrum, have a temper tantrum. If you want to laugh, laugh. If you want to sing out, right? This is your class. This is your body. Push your hips forward. This is your time for yourself. Lift your chest up, drop your head back. Good, change. Put your hands on your back, push yourself up, head up last, turn around, Savasana. So when I saw that kid do a temper tantrum is one, he was young, he can't control himself, right? There's that aspect of it. But two, he was moving his body and he was letting himself be just as he was in that moment. And I think that's like, wow, what a gift. You know what I mean? As adults, we don't necessarily, it's not appropriate to have temper tantrums in the middle of the bus. But it is appropriate to let yourself be exactly as you are and feel exactly how you want to feel in a moment, right? You can do that from the comfort of your yoga mat. Such a lovely gift to give yourself. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good, come to the middle of your mat. Rabbit, Sasangasana, knees, feet together, hips on your heels. Make L's with your hands like little bunny ears. Grab your heels from the outside, thumbs outside, fingers inside. Full palm grip on your heels, stretch up, tuck your chin to your chest, go down, chin to chest, forehead to knees, top of head to floor, pull on your heels, don't lose the grip. Lift your hips up. If there's a gap between your knees and head, you can walk your knees up one by one, but head stays in place. If your grip is sliding or your feet are coming off the floor, ease up a little bit, full palm grip on your heels. Squeeze your heels together, press your hips forward, lift your shoulders up, suck your stomach in, round your spine. Good, change, hips down, slowly uncurl, head up last, turn around, Savasana. You might find that your back moves easier in one direction than the other. That is normal. That is something to note, but not to favor. Often the postures that are the hardest are the ones we need the most. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up.
Good. Come to the middle of your mat, second set, knees, feet together, hips on your heels. Grab your heels from the outside, stretch up. Tuck your chin to your chest, go down. And again, we're noting the difference between something being, difficult versus painful. If the posture is painful, ease up. If it's just a little difficult, keep going. Forehead to knees, top of head to floor, pull on your heels, don't lose the grip, lift your hips up, squeeze your heels, press your hips forward, lift your shoulders up, engage your abdominal wall, press your feet down, round your spine. Good, change, hips down, slowly uncurl, head up last, turn around, Savasana. Almost to the end, everybody's doing great. We're gonna do 2 quick sets of head to knee with stretching, starting now. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good, it'll go fast, right leg out, left leg in, 2 legs make an L, because I'm a chatty Cathy. Inhale your arms over your head, stretch up. Exhale, turn to your right, tuck your chin to your chest, go down. Bend your front leg, touch your knee and head together. Interlock your 10 fingers, flex your toes back, bend your elbows down, suck your stomach in, left elbow down, left shoulder down, roll in to the left. Good, change, arms up, left leg out, right leg in, stretch up. Turn to your left, tuck your chin to your chest, go down. Interlock your 10 fingers up to the webbing, flex your toes back for a nice calf Achilles stretch, bend your elbows down to open shoulder blade scapula. Change, arms up, both legs out in front of you. If you're skipping, sit up, stay here. Otherwise, lie down and sit up. Pashimotanasana stretching. I'm going to show you from the side. Bend your knees, hook onto your big toes with middle and index fingers. Peace sign fingers, thumbs on top. Walk your butt back, right, left, right, left. Rather than rounding your spine, almost arch your spine. Keep a flat back. Knees can stay bent. Eventually, you're going to straighten your legs or lock your legs, puff up your chest, and bend elbows down. Stomach to thighs pull, chest to knees stretch, one day toes and head touch. Good, change, come on up, turn around, Savasana. Reset. Go again, legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good, come to the middle of your mat towel, right leg out, left leg in, 2 legs make an L, a 90-degree angle, no wider, arms up. Turn to your right, tuck your chin to your chest, go down. Maybe switch the grip. Now, if it's easy to touch your forehead and knee together with a bent leg, keep going. See if you can straighten or even lock your leg. Bend elbows down, left elbow down, left shoulder down, roll in to the left. Good, change, arms up, left leg out, right leg in, stretch up. Turn to your left and go down. Make sure you're not that your left thigh is not on top of your right foot. You want your right foot on the inner thigh. Elbows down, right rib cage to left thigh, right sit bone down. Evenly distribute your body weight on both sit bones. Change, arms up, both legs out in front of you, lie down, and sit up. Second set stretching, bend your knees, hook onto your big toes with peace sign fingers, thumbs on top. Scoot your butt back, right, left, right, left. If your legs are straight, lock your legs, flex your pinky toes back to your face and start to pull. Shoulders back. Imagine you're going to hook your rib cage over your knees. Stomach to thighs pull, shoulders back, stretch. One day toes and head touch. Good, change. Come on up, turn around, Savasana. Okay, final spinal, Ardha Matsyendrasana. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Ardha Matsyendrasana, half Lord of the Fish pose. Bend your left leg on the floor, touch your right heel to your left knee corner, right arm close behind you, left arm up, bend over your right knee, grab your left knee with your left hand, one day hand, heel, and knee touch. Look down. If you're sitting on your left foot, slide it out of the way, evenly distribute your body weight on both sit bones. Inhale, stretch up, abdomen in. Exhale, look over right shoulder and twist. If you can balance, take your hand off the floor. At first, grab your hip or waistband. Eventually, grab your left thigh with your right hand for the half bind. Keep your right foot down, left knee down, point your left toes. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, look back, twist, twist, twist. Good, change, unwind, swap out your legs. Wee, bend your right leg on the floor. can also have your right leg straight out in front of you, left arm behind you, right arm up and over your left knee. Grab your right knee with your right hand, hand, heel, and knee all touch. Again, look down, and if you're sitting on your right foot, slide it out of the way, roll to the left. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, look over, left shoulder twist. You can keep your hand behind you or do the half bind. Keep spine straight, chest up, rib cage open. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull your abdomen in, twist and twist and twist. Good, change, unwind, turn around, Savasana. We begin this sequence with a breathing exercise and we end this sequence with a breathing exercise. There are 8 limbs of yoga. One of them is the asanas, the postures, but another limb is pranayama, the breathing itself. So keep in mind, this is part of the yoga system, but it is separate from the postures. BKS Iyengar says, what if it's more than a breathing exercise? What if your breath is a prayer? And I always love that, right? This idea that our breath is part of our spirit. So anything you want to let go of through the exhale breath at the end of class, this is your opportunity. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good, come to the middle of your mat and towel. I also love wearing my Baby Yoda tank top for this breathing exercise. You're going to exhale through your mouth as you snap your belly in. When the stomach relaxes, your lungs will automatically take in air. So it's just going to look like Baby Yoda is adorably sneezing several times in a row. Lick your lips, swallow a couple times. Concentrate, meditate. Don't forget to have fun. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lick your lips, swallow a couple times. Sit up nice and tall, fingers together, shoulders down. Here we go. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good for you. Honor yourself. Give yourself a hug, high five, pat on the back, turn around. Final Savasana. You can close your eyes, open your arms and legs, and take a breath. This is the best part of yoga, in my opinion. I love the yoga, but this moment right here, after all of that work, all of that discombobulating work, all of that embodied work, all of that breathing, that moving, this stillness is the best part. To me, this is like when my mind is the most clear, my heart is the most open, right? So if that's you right now, dig into that and just enjoy this moment of a little bit of clarity and peace. And if there's something from this morning that you'd like to take with you into the rest of your day, the rest of your weekend, maybe it's a word or a phrase or just a feeling in your heart, dig into that here for a moment, just holding that with you. Maybe at some point later today, if things just get a little out of whack, you can just return to this moment and this feeling. Especially if you're dealing with people who don't practice yoga, they don't know that they can feel this good, right? So we have to be extra nice to them. Take an inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. You are so very alive.